Hello. Hi, guys.
Heather, I'm Marco Poloing Morgan while I'm Zooming.
Okay.
I'm multitasking.
Awesome. I need to turn my volume up. I can't hear you guys that good. There we go.
Anyway, Morgan, we can't have a private conversation now unless I put myself on mute with Heather, so I'll see you on the team call. Bye. Marco Polo is the greatest invention ever.
Isn't it?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Look at everybody else is on mute, and I'm like, yeah, let's talk.
Yeah, we could chat. Well, it's 8:30, but I know I always give it a couple minutes. So chat away. I don't think I automatically muted people.
Hi, Nicole. I see you on there.
I don't know what I did. How's Finn?
Oh my God, he like 2 toes lost nails. I felt so bad, but he's all right.
Okay.
I mean, but it was like, I thought it was 1, and then like the vet's like, let's clip his nails. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And I hold him up, and all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, there's another one. So he's very needy right now.
I'm sure.
But he's okay. He's
good.
all right. You know, we'll see. Hopefully. He's been coughing a lot, so he has to have tests, but I don't think it's anything terrible.
Gas station.
What are we drinking for drink wine night?
Water.
I know, I should be drinking water. I broke down and I bought one.
What is it?
I bought a Nero D'Avola. Got my Italian on.
Looks good.
It is good. It's from my friend's wine store, so.
What is it called?
It's a Nero D'Avola from Sicily.
Yeah.
It's Kalu.
Oh, Kalu. That's what I was trying to read.
Yep. So it's pretty good. Super fruity. Super fruity. I would love if we had a Nero D'Avola at Travel Shop.
Well, what did it?
Was it what? Oh my God, look at you guys.
Oh, you guys like my butt?
Push or not push?
We had the oh gosh, what was it called?
The
it's on the tip of my tongue.
what the heck I know we had one. Was it Ama Sempre? No, Ama Sempre didn't.
No. We haven't had it in a while.
It was a blend, and it was in that blend.
Yeah.
But I can't think of what it wasn't. It wasn't the old Armatura.
No. Does anybody remember?
Oh my God, what was it?
I just got here. What was the question?
Pedretti.
To have a.
Was it Pedretti?
Oh yes, I think that's what it was. Right, the Pedretti. It was like a white label. That's what I was remembering, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we need it back.
Yeah. Can Morgan's group hear us okay?
No, we muted ourselves. Hi!
I
We
love
got
it.
6 of us here representing from Pennsylvania.
Oh, how awesome.
We might have had 6 bottles of wine too, but no.
Yes.
Or 8. No. But we're
Is that your
here.
crotch? What is that?
Huh?
Was that your crotch? What was that?
It's a mini crush. Is that what you said, crush?
I want to know if it was your crotch.
Sabrina came to town.
My crotch, yes. I can't.
Heather's like, this has gone off the rails.
Sorry.
No, I'm trying to share my screen. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
No.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah.
I think you guys should see everything now. All right, what time is it? All right, we'll get started. It's like almost 8:35, so if anybody else joins on, let me just see who's here. Okay, so welcome to the call, everybody. It's our February monthly sips and tips, and just quickly, I'm going to announce our monthly grape of the month. And I'm just gonna, if you're unmuted, you could just mute yourself to eliminate any background noise. I don't hear any right now, but I see you guys are mostly muted. I'm just going, oh, what did I just do? Okay, there you guys are. All right, so for those of you who might be new to the call or aren't unfamiliar with the grape of the month, these nominations can be sent to any of the team leaders or above. Oops, before I go there, I wanted to show everybody the team leaders and above. They can be sent to Gina Devine, Morgan, Kim Creamer, myself, Nicole Fave, Sally, Sabrina, or Rebecca. You can send any one of us your Grape of the Month nominations, and we will discuss to have on future calls. And we've had some great nominations come through, so please keep them coming. And for those of you wondering what is Grape of the Month, it is somebody who has a great personality, is responsible, a team player, has a positive attitude, and is empowering. And drum roll, please, our Grape of the Month for the month of February is Victoria Lee on Gina Devine's team, and she is a one-star leader. She just joined in November of 2018, and I'll read you Gina's nomination. She wanted to nominate Victoria Lee for Grape of the Month. She hosted a wine tasting in November and instantly knew this was the business for her. And is it ever? She has hit both her fast starts and is on her way to hitting her third fast start. She was only $50 to $8 away at the time of this nomination a few weeks ago. She has also signed on 3 new wine guides. I think this has grown since a couple weeks ago, and has already launched one of them and promoted to one-star leader. She is so eager to learn and share ideas. She doesn't miss a training opportunity and has such an infectious personality. People can't help but love her. And Gina Devine was excited to have Victoria on her team and see a very successful wine growing in her. And Gina is very proud wine mama. So congratulations, Victoria. If you're on the call, I was just going through names, but I'm not sure if you're on, but congratulations. And anybody wanted to get a screenshot of this. And I just see event after event come through for Victoria, and she's just really on fire, and we'll be promoting, I think, very, very soon again. So congratulations. And as we've been promoting on the call, I'm going to pass it over to Sally Eggink in just a moment. Am I still sharing? No, I'm not sharing anymore. Sorry. There's been a few questions on the team pages about customer follow-up. So we discussed as a leadership team that we thought that this would be a great topic for an upcoming call. And Sally told us a little bit about what she does for customer follow-up and like her system and steps that she does, and she's been very successful with it. So I'm excited to have Sally share what she does for her customer follow-up. And Sally, I know Sally does have a couple slides, so you can go ahead and start sharing. There we go.
You got it?
Yeah.
I'm
So,
gonna try it again this time.
yeah. I know last time we had some technical difficulties, but I can see this so everybody else can. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. And if anybody has any questions, you could type them in the questions box or raise your hand for Sally. And this is like an open forum too, so so please share your when Sally's finished, you can share. If anybody else has great customer follow-up tips, please share. All right, I'm going to mute myself. Take it away.
All right. Yeah, please share. This is just what's worked for me. So we're going to count down. I think we started like with the top 10 tips when we first started doing this. So I just kind of followed in suit. So tip number 10 is to either design or copy some sort of system. So mine is this form, which has the wine bottles on it. And then you can put the food pairings in when you had them. But this is how I organize myself before and after tastings. That form is, I'm pretty sure it's in the group pages. If it's not, I'll make sure it is. But that is it. It has like the little follow-up bar right here of the 3 things that I do. So if you don't have a system, design one or copy someone else's that works. Don't reinvent the wheel. There's plenty of good things that work already out there. Just grab something from someone else. Number 9 is schedule the follow-ups. So put it in your calendars, make the time for it. It doesn't take long. If you're doing, 2, 3, 4 tastings a month, following up with your customers doesn't take long at all. Number 8 is to make following up a must-do, not a may-do. So making it something that you have to do. It's just your business practice can be all that you need to do to make sure that you're doing it. It's only going to help your business. Establish it as part of your business requirement and not something that you're focused on the outcome or focused on, if I follow up with this many people, I'm going to get this many bookings or this many reorders. If it's just simply, it's part of my business practice, this is what I do, it's required, you just do it, and then you're pleasantly surprised and happy when you get a tick or a reorder or something like that. Number 7 is call, don't text. Calling is something that people don't do anymore. So if you can, call, don't text. Call first. And that's everybody. I follow up with everybody that orders from me at a wine tasting. And if you're terrified of calling, that's okay. Text, don't email. Emailing is a cop-out for me anyway. I don't ever get any responses from email ever. I think it's a waste of my time. So most of the time I send out text messages, and I'll give you a script in a minute of what I send specifically in text messages for following up with events. So specifically talking about today, following up after tasting events. Excuse me, let's see if I can move to the next screen. I don't know how to do it on the system. Hold on. Pause game. Oh, maybe if I just click to play the slideshow. Okay, I got it now. So number 5 is my script. So all I do if I'm leaving a voicemail or if I've called someone and they answer, which actually does happen sometimes, especially if somebody gives me their house number, they will answer the phone. My number is 208,000. So a lot of the times people will answer and they'll be very crabby because they think it's a telemarketer or somebody trying to sell them some sort of insurance. So then when I say, hey, this is Sally with Traveling Vineyard, I'm just curious to know how you enjoyed the wine that you ordered from Amy's tasting. And they're like, oh yeah, wine's so much better than trying to be sold on a insurance policy on my car engine. And they want to talk to me about it. So I'm just curious was a game changer for me as far as following up goes. And then the other piece to that, if you're texting or the conversation progresses into where you need to ask about hosting or reordering, you might want to say, I'm just curious if you're still interested in learning more about hosting a tasting. That learning more part can be used for anything. Learning more about ordering wine, learning more about becoming a wine guide, learning more about the business, learning more about hosting. You're not saying, are you still interested in doing this? You're saying, are you still interested in learning more about doing this task? So usually people will say, yeah, I'm still interested in learning more. It gives you another point of communication to follow up with, and it doesn't feel so, at least for me, aggressive with people over text message. So number 4 is to contact them at least twice after a tasting. I'll follow up in the event. I'll call that the first point of contact, and post like a thank you in the Facebook event. And that's actually the first thing, actually the second thing on that form is the thank you. So that'll be my first contact. And then I will follow up within a month of that when the wine was delivered. I'll call, I will text and say, hey, how was the wine? Or, the just curious script, depending on who I'm talking to. Twice, at least twice. I will send a card. I used to send a card to everybody that ordered 3 bottles or more. Now I send a card to just my hostesses. I don't know why I changed that. Maybe I'll switch it back. I think it was like the holidays and I got bogged down. So I was like, okay, I need to cut tasks. I'm just going to send a thank you card to my hostesses. And then it's just a cute little thing this one's a blank one from the Dollar Tree. And it's a package of 8 of them and I'm good to go for $1. So that's something you can do. That's not something you have to do, but I like doing that because I like getting cards in the mail. And I think if I like to get things, I should hope that other people like to get those. So I do that. And number 2 is to genuinely be interested in their interests. Are they interested in travel, in the whole experience? Like what did they experience? And you should be interested in the follow-up. You should be interested in knowing what they're experiencing. You want people to send in those positive reviews to the company. And you want them to think positively of you and your business. And the first point should be the customer service. You did a great job at the tasting. You should follow up and make sure they remember that. And then lastly is practice makes perfect. You're going to be, at least I am still, I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. I'm still terrified of calling people and talking to them on the phone. But I know that that's like after 3 years, I mean, come on, it's obviously always going to be there. So I just kind of deal with that and know it's coming and I push on and keep going. And now it's just routine. It's just what I do. It's part of my business practice. So those are the top 10 tips I have for you. Oh, and something I didn't put on there. If you're not using your customer care cards, do it. This was one from a party. She filled it out. She's like, oh, I already am a Rewind customer. And then we got to talking and I had to make a note on there because there was like a weird email glitch on there. So she wasn't getting that. But if we hadn't talked, because I saw that on her card, it made me know that. So just make sure you're contacting your customers. They're yours. You want them to be yours and be interested in their interests and their experience with your tasting and Traveling Vineyard Wine. Any questions? Nothing? No one?
I have one.
Okay, Susan, go. Was it Susan?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was me.
Okay.
So I'm curious about your system. Like
Sure.
the timing, like that is the struggle. I'm just so inconsistent and I'm trying to figure out the system, and you're like, copy somebody's system. So what's yours? I'll copy it.
This is my system. I put everything that I ever do at a tasting on this form. Anybody that I meet, whatever, And then as far as like
stop sharing
following up
screen
with
so your
people-
video is bigger so we can see your page.
Wait, what did you say? I'm sorry. I didn't.
Sorry. Stop sharing your screen so that your
Oh,
We can't see you, honey.
so that your
Stop
paper that
here.
you were holding up is bigger. Okay, now hold it up again.
okay. So that guy. So it has all of my information on there, and then I make a note. Did I write it on here? No. So okay. So I have like the thank yous are mailed, and the Facebook thing was checked off. I write it on there. Usually I put the date on when I mail it, but I have everything in a binder, and when I submit a tasting, I put this in the binder, but I flag it, like I clip it outside so it's hanging outside of the binder.
Right.
And that means I know I need to follow up with those people. So when I have like 4 or 5 dangling at the top of my binder, I know I need to set aside 15 minutes to do text messages from all of those events. And I used to print the entire tasting and put it in a binder because I'm still paper based, but I'm pulling myself away from that because I can just log into my back office, text the phone number, copy and paste my blurb about Just Curious. It takes me 15 minutes. I make sure I always put, hey, the recipient, so they know that it's not just some weird person getting hold of them. And then, I'll typically I get about 2/3, a half, 2/3 will respond like, thank you for following up, that was fantastic, like the wine was delicious. And then when they do, I will follow up with, do you want to reorder it? I have this event open, this, that, and the other thing. And I try to encourage a reorder. If not, I'll be like, oh, I remember you really like that red one. We have like 45 new reds in stock right now. You should try schedule a tasting with me. We try all the new stuff. So it depends on how they respond, where that conversation goes. But as far as the system goes, I operate off of this guy. And like I said, I flag it, sticky notes on it. And once I see, because I touch my business pretty much every day, I'll go down and be like, all right, this sticky note is I got to take care of it today. But usually, like, I find I have the best response rate on Mondays. So I will set aside Mondays around my lunchtime. And that's more convenient. It feels like, and that when people are like opening their phone, they're like, ugh, it's a Monday. They're finally getting to check their messages. Here's this nice wine lady following up. Oh, wine sounds fabulous at 12:30 on a Monday. So they want to be engaged in that. So I just found that works best for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Another question. Do you have a system for old customers that you have, like reaching out to people that like you didn't keep up with that you probably should have? And, I'm trying to figure that out because like,
if there's a well, I think that you nailed it. That's your system right there. If you've got a list of people in your head, it's like, ooh, I haven't followed up with them, I should do that. Then the next time you're doing your business, being like, just go through and be like, hey, I need to follow up with this person, XYZ. Use the form and write the name down. Like, these people booked with me. I didn't have any potentials because all the people that wanted to book actually booked. And then I had a follow-up as an interest to join. So I've been touching base with her, and I usually, this is obviously a bad example because I don't have any dates, I'll jot down the date and how I contacted them right on the paper. The back office, it switched over a few times, and I kind of like lost track of keeping up with the changes. So staying paper-based was really working for me.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I have like some really old people. Like my follow-up has just been poor. And I bet
they'd love to hear from you.
I'm like, how do I reach out to people that I have not talked to in like a year?
You'd be like, hey, it's been a while. I bet your wine bottle is totally empty.
I know. It could be 2 years, could be 3.
Yeah, it could be. Those people, like, if they are still in your mind as people you need to follow up with, either because you had a good time or, they like the same wine as you or whatever the case may be, they most likely will remember you in the same way that you remembered them, and appreciate, if anything, appreciate the follow-up.
Right. I mean, like, it's not like a horrible thing to say, hey, I don't know.
Right. And like a lot of people take that, to this day, I still show up to tastings and people will say, that was like, nobody ever follows up. They'll say, you go to these in-home things and no one ever, you get the whatever product and no one ever calls you to see how it was.
Right.
You did, and that says a lot. So if that's all you're doing is just make yourself look better, and feel better about yourself, even if you're selfish in this point, just do it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Do it.
I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with that. Because we're all in it for ourselves.
Did you make that sheet?
No, I stole this, and Gina had it doctored up so it was prettier, and then I stole it back from Gina. I mean, borrowed.
I thought it was familiar, but can you post it, or if it's
Heather?
Is it already there on the page?
Hey, I'm Heather.
Yeah.
My Google Drive that everybody should have access to, and if you don't,
That's where I
can
saw
share
it.
the link. It's in my Google Drive.
That's it.
I'll get it
So
from
if
there.
you don't have access to it, let me know. Shoot me a PM.
Yeah, girl, you need to hook me
Thank
up.
you.
Yeah, Susan, shoot me a message on Facebook, and I'll send you my Googling Drive, all my emails, all the documents I use.
That's where I saw it.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Gina.
I didn't see anything in the chat. That's what I was just checking. And
I was going to add one more thing.
Go on.
The thing, if you are not following up, you start. It is imperative.
Yep.
People don't follow up. Just think about the last party you went to. I went to this home. It's not Home Interiors, whatever the hell it's called now. But I bought so much crap from this lady from like 6 different parties in a row. She has not once followed up with me to see how all of my shit came in. And so, I mean, like, you think about that, I'm like, listen, you bought 2 bottles of wine from me and I sure followed up with you. So it really is a game changer. And if you're not doing it, you will really set your business apart from everyone else.
And I like how you said, no, 'cause I don't do that. I've been doing this for however many years. And I liked how you said that your guests noticed or like appreciated that you did that. And
they do. I don't. And I was really surprised the first time someone was like, yeah, and she didn't say it to me. She announced it to the group. She was like, yeah, this lady follows up with you. She wants to know how your product is. And that's how I get people to turn in their cards too. I'm like, I need these from you. It's the only way I can follow up to make sure what you purchase here tonight is received well and that you truly enjoy it. So turn in your card. And then I'm on the hook, right? I have to follow up with them because I said I would. So I kind of do it to myself.
Yeah, the one thing I do at I started doing at my tastings fairly recently because I said, you know what, if I do this, people aren't going to freak out. At checkout, when I'm taking all the information, I talk to them and I say, hey, listen, I'm going to give you a buzz in a couple weeks or whatever to see how you like the wine. And then that way they know I'm going to call. So it takes away that nervousness about, they don't want to hear from me. They're like, oh yeah, definitely give me a call. That'd be cool. You know, nobody cares.
That's
you don't mind.
Yep. And then you cushioned the anxiety blow when you go to pick up that phone.
Right. Because you said, oh, hey, I'm going to call you. And they said, okay, great. Give me a buzz. And
perfect. Now you actually have to do it.
Well, yes. So I have been doing it to the people that I said I would.
Good. Oh, Morgan, what's up?
Hey, so like spinning off of what you were saying, how nobody ever follows up and stuff, and how Susan was saying like there's some people she hasn't followed up with with a few years. Those people that you're going to be reaching out to probably don't even realize you still sell wine. There is such a huge turnover from people in direct sales that get in it, and if they're not in it for at least a year, statistically they're not in it at all anymore.
Right.
So I really feel like if you reached out to these people, they'd be like, holy crap, she's still doing this? You did this like 3 years ago.
Yep.
That's insane. So you probably might even get some people that want to join your team knowing that you are still in it for as long as you've been.
Right.
It says something about you and your business, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And by now, we have a completely different inventory for them, so you've got a whole lot to talk about.
Right. It's a whole different world. It's a whole new world.
Yeah, right?
Mm-mm-mm. Excuse me.
Does anybody else have any follow-up tips that you use that you'd like to share with the group?
Yeah, does anything work for anyone else that they found?
The only other thing that I do, I kind of talked about it when I was at Heather's a couple weeks ago, is that I go into previous events, like after they've closed, and I'll put a message into all of my old events, like 3 weeks after the event closes or so, and say, hey, I know you've all gotten your wine. How's everybody loving it? Things like that. Just to get a conversation there. And then anytime a new wine releases, I will go into previous events and I will post the graphics there and let them know, like, hey, I know so-and-so liked this one. This is a lot similar to that. And I'll post it there to get another conversation started there too.
Oh, that's smart. I like that.
I started doing that since you said that.
How's it working?
Dead silence, but that's okay.
Start
doing it. That's a start.
Yeah, if you're consistently doing something, it's gonna pay off.
Right. No, I don't. It's fine. In my opinion, if you put yourself out there and people see it, even if they don't say anything, they saw it, and so I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It's like I'm just giving you the info. You do with it what you want.
Yeah.
Can't take it personal.
But it's also good too if you go into those old events to do stuff, tag a specific person with what you remember them saying.
Right.
You'll say like, Sally, you were at my last tasting and we had marula. Hey, we got this really awesome bent gate that kind of reminds me of that and you really liked it. I think you might want to give this a try next time.
I have to actually remember that about people.
So on your customer care cards, that's where you should write that stuff down. So you have things to talk to them about later.
Man.
Look at you, got all this stuff to do now.
I know.
Oh, no.
And her hand just fell off the writing.
Come on, guys. Morgan's got that whole crew over there, 6 people.
Yeah. Well, I am just so embarrassed to say that I've been doing this for almost 8 years, and
I know 6 years, and I
have like a million people to follow up with.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start with my tasting that I just had on Saturday.
Perfect.
You have a start-off point, so now you're good.
Yep.
And I'm just going to go back in my thousands and thousands of contacts.
That's how I feel. I'm just like
I'm good about remembering stuff. Like I'll have a host from 6 years ago, and I'll remember people at their event and what they like. I'm pretty good about that. So.
Damn, girl.
And I liked what you said, Morgan. I do have people reach out that have had tastings with me years and years ago, and they ask me if I'm still doing this. So I liked your point in that, because they're like, oh, are you still doing this? If not, can you let me know? I want to have another party. Can you put me in touch with someone? Of course I'm still doing this.
What you talk about, Willis?
Yeah. So thanks, guys. Anybody, anything else? I got a lot of homework to do. You too, Susan?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I've been like super hyper focused on this stuff though. It's like I'm just like I'm going because I've been too distracted with a lot of crap. So time to not be so distracted. We'll see.
I'm just learning from you ladies. So.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of great tips. So I was sitting here being quiet while my grandchildren are sitting here studying for
let's see your
homeschool
grandchildren.
tomorrow.
See, that's
Yes, that's one.
Hello.
And then the other one is, can you see her over there?
Yes.
Yes, they're working. They wanted to do homework and study.
Good for them.
Yeah, I homeschool them, so basically you gotta go 1, 2, yeah. And then what comes after 3? Look down. There you go. So yeah, they like to homeschool, and I'm like, I just had a glass of Stella Rosa, and I was like, yeah, I need this. Let me get on. I've been trying to figure out the link. Finally, Gretchen helped me. Gretchen helped me, and I was like, yay! So I just listened to you, ladies.
Yeah, I can see your Gretchen tonight. I guess I shared my personal link, so we have.
You did.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
So Gretchen,
The
you're
world
Gretchen
needs
number
more
1.
Gretchens. That's okay.
I was thinking to myself, I said, damn, Gretchen, you've changed.
And I didn't even notice that. I was just sitting here listening, like, okay, let me listen, because there's a lot of great points, because I have books that for all my businesses, because I'm a travel agent as well. And I have a boutique, so I have a book for boutique, I have a book for travel agent, I have a book for them. I think I have books for everything, and then I have all my electronics that keep everything too. And I'm like, yeah, where will I start?
Right.
So I was seeing where the paperwork was for, making sure you call back, you keep in touch. And me, I love to call. I'm a people person, so I will call, or if I see you in the store, I'm gonna talk to you. So I do all that. So everybody who, even including you guys, say, oh, you're so bubbly. I don't know why I am. This is just me. Even on my bad days like today, it's just like, yay, wine. I can't wait till it gets here. I need it. So, yeah, you ladies are such a blessing. And I really thank Sherry for, I really thank Sherry for coming. For some reason, God placed her back in my path again. Because the first thing she was doing, I kind of ignored it. No, thank you. I'm good. This thing called wine, no, I'm not ignoring. It's a go. So it was a blessing. So
see, you got sucked.
I did. All I had to do was read and go look at some YouTube, and here I am.
Well,
See, that glass looks good. Yeah, look, that glass looks good too.
Oh, girl, it's delicious. I'm cheating on Traveling Vineyard, though.
See, well, I was told by a great, beautiful lady on the other side who said, she was just speaking. She said, no, go out and get you some wine, even if it's from another store. It's going to be just fine. So, I will be cheating too, because there's some things that I see. I looked at all of our bottles. I need to try them all. I also know I have a favorite that I go get all the time in my Moscato. By chance, do we have a Moscato?
Posada Blonde.
See, I don't know the name.
Posada Blonde.
Okay, so that would probably be my next favorite.
But, to that point, no one should be afraid of drinking wine outside of what we sell. You have to learn about wine, and you learn about it. I freaking love wine. I drink it all. I love it. Tonight I happen to have like a wine from my friend's store, and it's not a Traveling Vineyard wine, and that's okay. Because you know what? There's a lot of wine out there, and it only makes you better when you understand what you're drinking.
Great.
Well,
So now I know.
For me, what I do, like drinking other wines helps me better when I have people that haven't tried our wines before.
That's right.
And they're like, well, I normally drink this one that I get at the liquor store down the street.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have that's comparable? And if I've never drank that before, I can't make them an educated.
That's right.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, it's a good story. You shouldn't. I mean, my God, there's so many wines out there. It's like, try them all. Let's.
Yes, it is too many. They will keep a woman happy with wine and shoes and bags. I'm a bag lady and shoe lady, so wine is my next. So
I think I like you, man.
I love wine, bags, and shoes. You did it? Go ahead, do the other one. So it's a nice thing. So I'm glad. I'm really happy that I came on board to see some nice women be like, hey, we're all the same. My husband said, yeah, all of y'all are winos. Mm-hmm. Like, really, dear? Because we like wine? Who likes wine as much as you do? I have a whole list. They belong to a company, and they put me on board. Oh, and by the way, he's like, did you get another company? Yeah, by the way, my stuff will be here on Wednesday. Yeah. He's like, oh, my God.
There you go. I love it. You get a tribe. You're fine.
See, and I love when it's sisterhood and not in competition. That is what I look for.
No, not that.
That's exactly what I look for.
Lisa, you're super fresh, right? You just signed up.
On Thursday.
On Thursday. Yeah. So I'm super happy that you showed up today for this meeting.
I know.
Yes.
I'm a learning junkie. I learn because I have to make sure my grandbabies kind of know too. So with the travel industry, it changes on a daily. So we have to learn and continue to make sure our certifications are up. So when it's something that I can go and learn, especially when it comes to fruits and all the spices that go into something that I love, I'm learning.
Love it.
Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. See, I need to go. I'm gonna tell you when you see me. I've already decided to go to the Harvest. I think is that what it's called?
Yep.
Harvest. Yeah, we'll see you there.
I'm coming there. We go to Vegas 2-3 times a year, and I told my husband, "Don't worry about it. We're not going for travel this time. We're going for wine." He's like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, it's in July, and they're gonna be there." And I get to taste some more wine. And he's like, oh, my God. So I have to drive. Yes, it's only 4 hours away. So
you can handle it. You can handle it.
Well, he does. I tell him all the time, you have to drive me to Vegas. Oh, what are we going for now? So this one is great because he can do what he does. I do what I do.
Well, we'll see you there for sure.
Well, thank you. And I'm so glad to come aboard. I do have to say I have to see you guys later because my little one here is we can't get something right, so I have to pay attention to him. So I will see you ladies. I thank you so much, and next time I'll make sure I'm Gretchen number 2. Gretchen, you can always be Lisa. You can always be Lisa. She's bubbly and friendly.
Yeah, you can be Gretchen any day, and someday I'll be Lisa. When we need to switch it up.
Yes. Now, my husband probably would want to switch me on some occasions. So, yeah.
Well, we're so happy you joined us.
Well, thank you, ladies. And y'all have a very beautiful
see you again soon.
Good night. Nice to meet you.
Good night. Bye.
Eddie? Oh, I'm not running this anymore. Never mind. Sorry.
Does anybody have anything else for Sally? I don't know what happened to me.
I wish that Lisa was on my team. She's fabulous. But
well, I saw her on Northern Grape. She posted, she said, somebody help me. I can't find the link. So I just went into my email and copy and pasted the link for her. I didn't realize that would have my name on it. Hey, she got there. That's all that matters.
That's right.
Yeah. Thanks for helping her.
Yeah.
Sally, thank you so much. I thought that was really helpful.
You're welcome.
And, I may pick your brain some
Sure.
more, but that was helpful because
I'm here for the picking.
And the call was recorded, so I'll post the link as soon as it's done doing the whatever it does. Any last minute, anything else for Sally or anything at all? I don't know what happened to my video. Oh, there I am. Okay. All right. Well, we'll end here and hope everybody has a great night and great rest of your week and great rest of your month. And we'll chat again soon. And recording will be up either tonight or tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.